We hope the best for our fellow Catholics. Your return to our channel is greatly appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful day filled with grace in Christ. Beloved children, listen with open hearts and alert minds as a warning reverberates in the winds of fate and shadows are rising like never before. Stay inside your homes, your haven, and close your windows and doors to shield yourself from the approaching darkness outside. This profoundly significant message holds that the difficulties of the present are only precursors of even more potent storms that lie ahead. The Virgin Mary urges us to listen until the end because the realities in this talk may hold the secret to our survival. Every moment that passes without looking for salvation pushes us farther from the path of the light and onto perilous spiritual detours. Raise your voices in supplication, asking God to pardon all the transgressions that have damaged our humanity. As prophecies unfold before our very eyes, brotherhood is more important than ever. Temptations proliferate like ravenous animals, and heretical ideas subvert the divine intent and jeopardize the core tenets of our faith. The Virgin Mary urges us to uphold the eternal truth and forewarns of the awful and severe consequences of disobedience. The only things that will get us through the impending storms are justice and faith. There is a significant revelation that portends the arrival of a time of severe darkness. This feeling of mental and physical grief represents a period of transition that will upend life itself. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and severe weather are examples of natural calamities that indicate the suffering of the natural world and a cosmic shift that humanity cannot ignore. The Virgin Mary and the sacred will offer protection and direction during this chaos. The faithful are encouraged to stay together in order to spiritually prepare for the gloom that lies ahead. A sacramental life, intense prayer, and the Holy Rosary are essential activities. These spiritual resources give our spirits the power they need to meet the challenges that lie ahead. The value of prayer, the cosmic significance of one's deeds, and the necessity of retaining faith in the face of change are all brought home to believers. The presence of the Virgin Mary is viewed as a beacon of hope and protection. The significance of being both practically and spiritually prepared is emphasized throughout the sermon. It suggests keeping non-perishable food and candles on hand to prepare for the physical difficulties of the great darkness. Spiritual preparedness is still crucial in addition to these steps. It is evident that the Virgin Mary encourages us to trust in heavenly protection, which is essential for guiding us through these trying times. The call to embrace spiritual practices, seek atonement, and fortify faith via prayer, sacraments, and communal support is made at the sermon's conclusion. It emphasizes the value of remaining together and unflinching in the face of impending darkness, as well as the protection provided by the Holy Rosary. Believers are urged to maintain their faith and hope while putting their faith in heavenly protection. It is impossible to exaggerate how urgent this message is. As the spokesperson for the divine, the Virgin Mary asks us to remain vigilant and ready. The difficulties we are currently facing are only a precursor to more difficult ones, and overcoming them will depend heavily on our faith and solidarity. We drift farther away from the path of light the longer we go without seeking atonement. We become further apart from the path of light the longer we do not seek atonement. We need to pray fervently and raise our voices, asking for forgiveness of all the sins that have damaged our humanity. As prophecies come to pass and temptations surround us like ravenous animals, fraternity becomes crucial. The pillars of our faith are in danger from vanity philosophies that contest God's will. The Virgin Mary encourages devotion to eternal truth and forewarns of the severe and painful consequences of disobedience. We can only weather the impending storms by practicing justice and having faith. A moment of darkness is coming, according to the prophecy. Therefore, believers should stay within and get ready spiritually. This darkness trembles the very foundation of life itself and marks a period of spiritual development. People cannot overlook the echoes of a cosmic transition that is reflected in natural calamities, which are indications of nature's suffering. The faithful are encouraged to stay together in order to spiritually prepare for the gloom that lies ahead. One's spirituality can be strengthened by the sacramental life, prayer, and the Holy Rosary. The value of prayer, the cosmic significance of one's deeds, and the necessity of retaining faith in the face of change are all brought home to believers. The presence of the Virgin Mary is viewed as a beacon of hope and protection. The necessity of being both spiritually and practically prepared is emphasized throughout the sermon. To get ready for the physical difficulties of the great darkness, we can preserve non-perishable food and lights. Spiritual preparedness is essential in addition to these steps. It is evident that the Virgin Mary encourages us to trust in heavenly protection, which is essential for guiding us through these trying times. Through prayer, the sacraments, and communal support, believers are urged to embrace spiritual practices, seek atonement, and fortify their faith. Unity is stressed as being crucial to fending off the looming darkness, and the Holy Rosary is highlighted as a protective force. Important teachings include faith, optimism, and trusting in divine protection. The presence of the Virgin Mary provides direction during these tumultuous times. Her advice and cautions provide hope and safety. She asks us to be alert, prepared, and together. She is obviously urging us to have faith, hope, and rely on divine protection. The chapter concludes with a forceful and pressing exhortation for believers to pay attention when warning echoes and shadows appear with open minds and hearts. It suggests staying inside and keeping windows and doors locked in the event of extreme darkness. This message, which is regarded as enormous, suggests that the difficulties we are now suffering are merely antecedents to larger storms that are still to occur. Because the revelations may be necessary for preservation, the Virgin Mary begs the faithful to wait until the end of the speech and to stay alert. Every second that goes by without seeking atonement is a step away from the path of light. As prophecies come to pass, we are called to raise our voices in earnest prayer, asking for forgiveness of humanity's sins and promoting fraternity. Disobedience jeopardizes the basis of religion, while temptations and immoral philosophies contest divine will. The Virgin Mary emphasizes that justice and faith will help people weather impending storms, but she also warns of dire consequences and calls for dedication to eternal truth. A dire era is prophesied in the message, and people are advised to stay at home and get ready. It draws attention to how this gloomy period represents a period of spiritual transformation that upends life itself. Extreme weather, volcano eruptions, and earthquakes are shown as manifestations of nature's sorrow, pointing to a cosmic shift that is hard for people to ignore. The Virgin Mary and the sacred will offer protection and direction during this chaos. By using the Holy Rosary, prayer, and sacramental life as instruments of spiritual fortification, the faithful are called to preserve unity and get spiritually ready for the approaching darkness. The value of prayer, the cosmic significance of one's deeds, and the necessity of retaining faith in the face of change are all brought home to believers. The presence of the Virgin Mary is viewed as a beacon of hope and protection. The Quran highlights the importance of being ready both spiritually and practically, notably by keeping candles and non-perishable food in storage. And call to embrace spiritual practices, pursue atonement, and fortify faith via prayer, sacraments, and support from others concludes the conversation. It emphasizes the value of remaining together and unflinching in the face of impending darkness, as well as the protection provided by the Holy Rosary. The advice of the Virgin Mary, which encourages us to rely on divine protection while maintaining hope and trust, is believed to be crucial for surviving these trying times. We appreciate you watching the full video. What are your thoughts on today's topic? Remember to click the bell icon, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below so you can be notified anytime a new video is posted.